Hey, SLO City Kids. My name's Austin, and I'm a volunteer here at SLO City Church. I'm here with Dino Dave this morning, and we have an awesome adventure for you planned today. Now to Sky Guy, the news guy.
Hey Jordan.
Yeah?
How do you think the bees got their blue color?
Welcome to SLO City Kids News, where we bring you good news of great joy for all the people. Here is your host, Sky Guy, the news guy.
Well, good morning everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of SLO City Kids News. This week in SLO City Kids News, we have our very first parable submission. The Caldwell family, Stuart, Magnolia, and Edie have completed a parable skit on the parable of the lost sheep. So we're going to watch their parable video, and then we are going to check in with them.
Oh, my 100 stuffies. I love each and every one of you equally. So much. Guys, want to go play with your stuffies? Oh, yeah, sure. I'd love to. I'll take this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Where are you guys going? Why are you so excited? Where are you going?
Oh, no, we're going to go play catch with these stuffies. Want to come?
Sure, I'll come.
That sounds so fun, right? It was Edie's idea. Another one of her brilliant ideas. That was hard, right, you guys? Who came up with this game? This is fun. I think I came up with it. That's smart, Edie.
Okay.
I gotta go to the bathroom, you guys.
Okay,
I'll be right back.
Oh,
See you in a
let's
minute.
throw, like 2 at a time. Grab this. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Probably go outside now. I'm tired. Let's go.
Me too.
Okay.
Oh. Hey, guys. Oh, hi. Hi, Maggie. What are you doing?
Just a break.
Yeah. Okay, great. Can I join you? Yeah, you can. Oh, I'm just gonna go make sure all my stuffed animals are here.
Okay.
It's easy to get them mixed up. All 100. Let's see. I got Casanova, Chloe, Crookshanks, and Hedwig. Oh, and there's Monkey Christina on the couch. But anyway. Oh no. Wait a minute. Where's Oreo? Oreo! Oreo, where are you? Oh. Where are you, Oreo? You guys, I can't find Oreo. Edith, Stuart, get over here.
Okay, we're coming.
Uh-oh. I see Oreo. He's on the roof.
Okay, I'll go first just to make sure.
I got my second!
Okay, you guys can go too.
Edie, I literally just lost one of my 100 special stuffed animals. I wonder how this could have even happened. Like, really. Come on, you guys.
Okay.
I'll go second.
No,
Edie,
I wanna
since
go
you're the
second.
youngest, you need to go third so you'll be the safest because we'll be on the other side. No! I want to go first. I mean second.
Okay, I'm down.
My turn.
Okay, Edie.
Hey,
Come on.
I want to go. You guys, it's my stuffed animal anyway. Who cares? Okay, there you are, Oreo. Whoa. Oreo. We got it.
We got
Oreo.
it.
Woohoo! Thank you so much, Stuart and Edie, for helping me find my precious, one of my 100 precious little Oreo stuffed animals.
Wait, they're all Oreo stuffed animals?
No! Well, their names, some of them are like Oreo Jr. Every time they're
Okay,
black and white.
we get it.
This
Let's
is
just
the
go.
original.
Let's just go.
All right, we are joined now by the Caldwell kids. Caldwells, how are you guys doing?
How are you today?
Good. It's awesome to see you guys. Your all's parable skit was awesome, and we all just got to watch it together. We got to see Oreo get lost and get misplaced. And so, how did you guys come up with this idea, and how did you guys do it together?
It took a while to come up with it. We couldn't quite figure out what we were going to do for a while.
Yeah, we were gonna do another parable, except we were thinking about it, and then we ended up deciding to do this one because
You guys did awesome too. I'm glad you guys chose that one. So the question we are all asking and wondering is, have you guys ever gotten to go on the roof of your house before, or was this the first time for the parable?
We've gone a few times before, for Christmas,
And
and
putting
we
up
got
Christmas stuff.
stuffed animals that they threw or shirts that they
you.
threw. I've thrown a few things.
Yeah, not very many.
things.
So on
Okay.
special occasions, you get to go on the roof.
And I've gone on the roof once.
I'll be honest, the first time I watched it, I got really nervous because I was like, oh no, they're going on the roof and it's for a SLO City Kids video. I'm going to get in so much trouble. But then I realized that none of you guys were recording and your mom was probably there standing by, and so everything was okay.
Yeah.
So it was all good. So I was wondering, as you guys got to record this parable and recreate it yourself and make it, is there anything that you learned about the parable that maybe you didn't realize beforehand?
Yeah, well, it's just the whole thing is about caring for each one specifically, having that specific love for each and every one, and you want
stuffed animal, every sheet, everything.
yeah, it's God leaving no one behind and caring for each one of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you guys did an amazing job showing that, because the first time I watched it, I remember when I saw Oreo up on the roof, I really did. I got so sad. I was like, oh man, we've got to go save Oreo. We've got to do whatever it takes to get him, which is so cool, because that's exactly how God feels about us whenever we wander from him. He wants us to come back to us so bad. He'd do anything to get us back. You guys did an awesome job showing that.
Thanks.
So before we sign off, what is one thing that you guys want to say to all your friends at church while they're listening?
Just can't wait to see you. Wish we were here with you at church.
I'd want to say
Love you.
I miss you guys so
Yeah.
much, and I could go on with the so's forever because I just wish everyone was together. It's so sad because of the coronavirus.
We're all going to be back together one day soon, and it's going to be a big party. It's going to be awesome. Miss you guys. I'm proud of you guys for making the video. Keep going on the challenge sheet so you can get your prize.
Okay.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Well, like always here at SLO City Kids News, we need and we want your story. So if you've done something awesome while you've been sheltering at... Where are you going? What? I'm not done. Where are you? No, if you have done something awesome while you have been sheltering at home, we need and we want your... Bill, you kicked me. Why'd you kick me? If you have done something awesome, send it to me at Skylar@slocity.church. I want to hear your stories. We're starting Joseph today. It's going to be awesome. Here's
All right.
Mr. Phil.
So good to be back with you this morning. I couldn't wait to the end of the news. I had to get into this song. So this is a competition song between the kids and the parents. It's called I Can Do. So we're going to sing Who Can Be Louder, and then we switch and see who can be louder. I think I know who's going to win. Starts with the kids. Here we go. I can do all things. I can do all things. I can do all things. Who tries to strengthen me. Now we switch. I can do all things. I can do all things. I can do all things. Who tries to strengthen me. I can tell the mountains to jump into the sea, and I can lead my people through the Red Sea. I know that God will be taking care of me, 'cause I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Here we go. I can do all things. I can do all things. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Switch. I can do all things. I can do all things. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Take it to the mountains and take it to the streets, that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Tell to your family and everyone you meet, that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Here we go. I can do all things. I can do all things. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Switch. I can do all things. I can do all things. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Through Christ who strengthens me. Through Christ who strengthens me.
Well, good morning, SLO City kids and parents. Hope you guys are doing awesome today on this Sunday. Hope you guys enjoyed checking out the news together. Shout out to you guys, Caldwell family, Caldwell kids, for making your parable video. That was awesome. It was so cool. And everybody else, make sure you go to the website, slocity.church/kids. Download the challenge sheet for your chance to get on the news, make a parable video yourself, and for your chance to get the special prize if you complete all of the challenges. And man, how about Mr. Phil coming in and stealing the camera again from Sky Guy, the news guy, and you guys singing your Philippians chapter 4 song together. I hope you guys had fun doing that. Kids, I hope you didn't let your parents beat you, and I hope you yelled louder than them. You can't let them win. You've got to beat them. So I hope you guys had fun doing that. So we're going to keep moving this morning. We're going to go to our memory verse slide. You guys take some time, memorize that together as a family. Romans 8:28. And then once you guys are done, we are going to sing our Romans 8:28 song that Mr. Phil created for us. Created. That's a good word. Didn't just write, created.
All things work together for good. All things work together for good. All things work together for good. All things are for our good. All things are for our good. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. All things work together for good. All things work together for good. All things work together for good. All things for our good. All things for our good. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. All things work together for good. All things work together for good. All things work together for good. All things are for our 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 good.
Stories of the Bible. Joseph in Egypt. This is Joseph, who was the son of Israel and Rachel. He was his father's favorite, so his brothers hated him and sold him into slavery. You see, Joseph was taken to Egypt, and Potiphar, one of the Pharaoh's officials, bought him for his household. God was with Joseph, and he did well in Potiphar's house. Potiphar saw that God made everything Joseph did a success. So he put Joseph in charge of his whole house. And God blessed Potiphar's house because of this. Potiphar's wife saw how well Joseph was doing in the house, and she wanted to make him do bad things. Joseph ran away from her because he wanted nothing to do with someone who would try to make him do the wrong thing. This made Potiphar's wife angry, and she wanted to be rid of Joseph. So she lied and made Potiphar believe that Joseph had done the bad things that she wanted him to do. Potiphar burned with anger against Joseph and sent him to prison. While Joseph was in prison, again, he did well, and the warden soon made him responsible for all that was done there. God was with Joseph and gave him success in whatever he did. When 2 full years had passed, Pharaoh was having unsettling dreams. Pharaoh did not understand his dreams, so he sent for Joseph. Pharaoh asked Joseph to tell him the meaning of his dreams. With God's help, Joseph told Pharaoh that the dreams told of what could come in the future, and he explained all the dreams to the Pharaoh. Pharaoh believed that what Joseph was saying was true. He trusted Joseph as a wise man, and he put him in charge of the land of Egypt, of Pharaoh's palace, and of all his people.
Well, it is not fun when unfair things happen to us, right? And it's not fun when you see something that's not fair happen to somebody around you or somebody that you love. And in Joseph's life so far, we've seen a lot of really unfair things happen to him. We see his brothers get jealous of him, and they take his special cloak away that his dad gave him. They throw him in a pit, and they sell him off to slavery in Egypt. But just like we talked about last week, we have our awesome verse that God was with Joseph, that the Lord was with Joseph. And even in the midst of that, Joseph gets down into Egypt, and he's in this guy's house named Potiphar. And he's doing great. He's making things better because God is with him, and things are getting better, and things are being blessed because Joseph is there. But then one day, Potiphar's wife comes along, and she tries to get Joseph to mess up. She tries to get Joseph to dishonor God, to disobey God, and to make all these blessings and all these bad things go away. But Joseph says, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sin. I'm not going to disobey God. I'm going to continue to honor God. But another unfair thing happens, and Potiphar's wife makes up a lie and says that Joseph sinned, that Joseph disobeyed God, even though he didn't. And this made Potiphar really, really angry. And Potiphar takes Joseph and throws him into prison. And another unfair thing happens to Joseph. So in Joseph's life so far, he gets thrown into a pit. His brothers beat him up. They take his cloak away. They send him down to Egypt. He's doing great. He's in Potiphar's house and everything's fine. Then another unfair thing happens to him. And now he's in prison. But just like last week, again, even when Joseph is in prison, we get another verse. In Genesis chapter 39, verse 20, it says, "But while Joseph was there in prison, the Lord was with him." The Lord was with him. It says he showed him kindness and granted him favor in the eyes of the prison warden. So the prison warden put Joseph in charge of all those in the prison. He made him responsible for all that was done there. The warden paid no attention to anything under Joseph's care because the Lord was with Joseph. The Lord was with Joseph. Even when somebody lied about him, even when unfair things continued to happen to him, even when bad things were happening in Joseph's life, the Lord was still with him. And Joseph stayed faithful. And Joseph continued to honor God, continued to obey God. And then one day, he spent 2 years in prison. That's a really long time. But after that, one day, Pharaoh has these dreams and he calls upon Joseph. And Joseph, after spending 2 years in an unfair situation, comes up and he helps Pharaoh interpret his dreams and tell him what his dreams mean. And then Pharaoh puts Joseph in charge of everything in Egypt. How cool is that? What I love about Joseph's life is we always get those verses where we see that the Lord was with Joseph. And so SLO City Kids, even when unfair things happen to you and unfair things happened in your life, even when people mistreat you, whenever they lie about you, whenever somebody's mean to you at school, whenever somebody's mean to you, maybe in your family, even when those things happen to us, we have to continue to honor God. We have to continue to be obedient to God no matter what happens to us, because the Lord is always with us. And like our memory verse says, He takes the good things in our life and the bad things in our life, and He uses them for good. Well, hello, SLO City Kids. It's great to see you again. That Sage the sheep is an elusive little bugger, and he got away from us last week, but luckily, I have been hunting him all week. I showed you sheep tracks last week. I have been tracking his sheep tracks all week, and I am very confident that Sage the sheep is on top of Madonna Hill this week. We're gonna go find him and continue our quest for the golden boomerang. So just like last week, we have our equipment in the vest. We have our rattlesnake repellent, we have our bear repellent, we have our bug repellent for those California beetles that are everywhere out here. And so let's go start our adventure to find Sage the sheep. Come on. Okay, we've come across our first animal for this week. If you can see up ahead, there's a strange bird on the trail. This bird is not a chicken. It looks like a chicken. There's two of them. It's not a chicken. It looks like a chicken. It has a goofy thing coming out of its head. Oh, it's running. It's running. Hang on. You guys ready to run? Come on, let's go. Let's see if we can catch them. I don't think they can fly. We're gonna catch one. Come on. Come on! Come on! All right. Well, we weren't fast enough to catch them, but kids, it's important to know you never harm wildlife, but it's okay to observe it. And so I chased those birds down, and I was able to observe them before they ran off into this field down here. And because they didn't fly, and based off the observation that I made by seeing them, I am 99.9% certain that these birds were penguins. And that is why they did not take flight whenever we began to try to catch them. Come on, let's continue our adventure. Wait. Be very careful. Step high, step very high. All right, everybody, we're getting very close. The sheep tracks are getting heavier. And I think Sage the sheep tried to trick us. And he took a trail that goes off to the left, but we followed him. And I think we're getting close. So what's probably going to happen, just like last week, is Sage the sheep is going to try to quiz us on the life of Joseph. So I hope you were paying attention to the lesson today. But here's the thing. This week, so that we don't lose this elusive little bugger, I'm going to try to catch him. So now that we're getting close, we have to be very quiet so that we don't startle him and let him know that we are close. So I'm going to start crouching. You make sure you don't make a peep so that he doesn't hear us. Let's get him. All right, everybody, we're gonna have to sneak attack him. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Calm down! Calm down! I'm not going to hurt you. Calm down! I had to make sure that you don't get away this time. That's why I had to catch you. You disappeared on us at the top of Island.
I can't believe you found me again.
We are ready for our next quiz to find the golden boomerang.
Well, this one is going to be harder. All right, SLO City Kids. You did a great job answering my questions last week. But these questions are going to be much harder. Your first question. Whose house was Joseph put in charge of? Is it A, Potiphar's, B, Elvis Presley's, or C, Judas? Well done. Your next question. Who tried to get Joseph to disobey? Is it A, his brothers, B, the jailer, or C, Potiphar's wife? You are hard to stumble again. Your third question. How many years was Joseph in prison? Is it A, 5, B, 22, or C, 2? Looks like you were paying close attention today. Number 4. Why did Pharaoh need Joseph's help? A, he needed to bake a cake. B, he was having dreams he didn't understand. Or C, his chariot lost a wheel? You're getting closer and closer to the golden boomerang. Your last question. What was Joseph put in charge of? Is it A, all of Egypt, B, the pet store in Egypt, or C, all of Israel? Well done, Slow City Kids. You got all my questions correct about Joseph this week.
All right, Sage the Sheep. Again, we answered all your questions correct. Now, will you please give us the golden boomerang?
Well, I'm very impressed with you, Dino Dave and Slow City Kids. But your quest for the golden boomerang has only just begun.
He's gone again, Slow City Kids. You know what? I'm not ready to give up. Are you ready to give up? Good. I am going to keep hunting Sage the Sheep this week. And I promise you, next week, we are going to get him. Make sure you tune in next week to Slow City Kids. Pay attention to the lesson on Joseph so that we can be ready to capture the golden boomerang.